My name is Bella Waldorf. This is my channel. I said that already. We'll just edit that part out. Anyway. Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. Hello, hi, how you doing? How are you? My name is Bella Waldorf. Welcome to 10 Toes Body. Thank you for coming to my channel. Thank you for stopping in for the first time. If this is your first time, welcome. If you're returning, what's good, boo? I see you, okay? I see you seeing me, and I appreciate you, right? Thank you for clicking on this yet another crazy story time video because I'm just full of stories. Appreciate you. Hello, how are you? I'm coming to y'all today with some more pajama set cuteness. Very cute. Okay? If you're gonna sleep cute, right? I should make that a slogan, but we'll work on that. We will work on that. So as you can see, I am back with yet another story time. Let me tell y'all something. I'm only 30 years old, but I feel like I know that I do not have it all figured out. I know that. But I have some stories and some advice, and I just hope that y'all sit and y'all just take it and understand that it's coming from a good place. It happened. I hope it's funny. I hope y'all laugh. I hope it's nothing but enjoyment, because that's all it is. It's entertainment. So I just wanted to put that out there. Quick disclaimer. If you know the stories about you, what are you gonna do about it? Okay. So this is a story about living with my best friend and why I don't believe that living with the best friend is a bad idea. But I do believe that not all best friends are meant to live together. Mind you, before we start this, I know that, like, you know, it's a little taboo to, you know, be in public with the headscarf. We're trying to be professional with the headscarf and, like, you know, coming on camera in my pajamas. But let me tell you guys something. I like to be comfortable. Who wouldn't want to work from home in their pajamas? If there's anything the pandemic taught us, is that we can get our work done in our pajamas. Before we get into it, just make sure you go ahead and follow me on Instagram and TikTok, 10 Toes About It. I'm gonna have it right here on the screen. It's fun over there. I take cute little pictures. I'm working on getting more like fun fashion content. I want to get my fashion content on my social media and my life, everything else up on my YouTube. So follow me here, follow me there. You know, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe to my channel. So I can just keep getting out more videos, more story time, vlogs, and all that good stuff. I actually have a vlog coming up. I have a trip coming up this week. I'm leaving on Wednesday. Today is Monday. So look out for that video. It's gonna be fun. Anyway, this is the story of, like I said, living with my best friend. And I mentioned this girl in one of my other videos. My college embarrassing story. I mentioned her in that video. I think I mentioned her in another video. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe what I named her in my other video was Dum Dum. Just for this video, I'm just gonna call her Dummy or Stupid or not. So I met Dum Dum back in high school. And it's funny because there was a foreshadowing moment that I've always in the back of my mind kind of thought it was foreshadowing, but I didn't want to like put that negative energy out there. Anyway, so we were introduced by my homeroom teacher. I'm not gonna say my high school name or the name of my teacher. There's too much information. But I had homeroom in this school. So my homeroom teacher was like, "Oh, you know, Belle, there's a new girl. Her name is Dum Dum." And imagine if she really said Dum Dum. But she was like, "Oh, there's a new girl in school, and her name is Dum Dum, and you know, I like, me and the teacher, like, we loved each other so much. She was like, oh, you know, I know how your personality is, and I would think that you guys would be good friends, and y'all should get to know each other, and all of that stuff. And I immediately, when she told me that, I was like, no, no. I don't want to meet her. I don't want to talk to her. I don't even know the girl. I didn't even realize the girl was sitting right there. I was like, no, I don't want to. No, no. No, 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 no. She was just like, oh, come on, Belle. You guys are so good. Da, da. And I'm like, all right. So, look to my left, look to her left, and there's Dum Dum. And I'm like, hey, what's up? So, we, you know, we dapped up. You know, we did all of that. And, you know, we started our friendship. She was always like a follow. I don't think I don't have like a strong, loud personality, but it's hard to miss me. I make an impact. I've made plenty of impact, let me tell you that. Anyway, she was like, she'll follow me all over the place. Like, you know, she was just always following me. She was always, Belle, she was always on me and always in my face. And I'm just like, girl, like, yo, there's like 100 other students in the school. Go get to know somebody else. Like, do we have like 15 kids in our homeroom? Go talk to them too. But she was on me. Looking back, because one thing I do is I write out treatments for all of my videos, so I'm not like mindlessly blabbing, because I will talk about any and everything. While I was going through everything and remembering all this stuff, I feel like she and I had more of a trauma bond than a real friendship. And I'm not saying our friendship wasn't real, but I do believe that the trauma that she went through, and because this girl went through some shit, the thing that she went through and the thing that I went through were closely related, honestly. Like, we went through a lot of similar things, and I feel like that's what got us to be friends and what kept us in the situation as long as it did. And honestly, y'all gotta be careful with trauma bonds, because you can mistake it for like a real friendship, and then things go wrong, and then it blows up in your face completely. And I'm not saying you can't become a friend, like y'all can break out of that trauma bond, but me and her, we didn't get to that point. So, we became friends, and we spent every day together in school and out of school. She met my other friends from before I had transferred to this school. I met her family, she met my family, and blah blah. So fast forward a couple years, how we even ended up living together. I actually want to mention this. She was at the college I went to. She was the one that, like I had mentioned before, she was the one who wiped the poop on my shirt. I will say this before I even get to the story. When it came down to it, she was there for me, physically and mentally, but she wasn't, I really don't even, you know what, y'all just pick up pieces from as I go on the story. In one of my other story times, when I mentioned about the guy who wiped his ass with my towel, that apartment, my landlord, Diane, was a nightmare. A real true nightmare. She was, with Diane, like I said, but it started to go bad. She was always nitpicking. She was always calling me about stuff. This happened after the boy was in my house or whatever. She became like an airplane landlord. Like, every time there was, like, you know, we had too many visitors. Oh, I got too many people in the apartment. It was just anything you can think of. It was just a lot. Like, she wasn't fixing nothing, but, you know, let that rate be a day late. Oh, where's my money? Around that time, I had a family friend her mom was moving out of New York. I don't remember where she was moving to, but she was moving out, and she didn't know if she was gonna give the apartment to her other friend, but her friend had got, you know, her situation. I don't really know what happened with that, but I was just like, oh, if you're not gonna give it up, can I take it? And I have a friend that can move in with me. So she was like, yeah, like, that's fine or whatever. So she was we weren't related, so she couldn't put the apartment in my name. I was just gonna sublease it. So I let Dum Dum know, and that night of moving her out of the shelter to get her stuff into the apartment was a mess. We met up at like 8 o'clock at night, went from this part of New York to back to that part of New York, and then we had to go to another part of New York to get the bug bomb, and we didn't end up getting back into that apartment, getting her stuff, my stuff, everything moved into that apartment until like noon the next day. It was a whole big moving process. It was a whole lot. So she moved in. Big mistake. Big mistake. The first couple of months of living together was kind of okay. You know, it was, you know what, I'm lying. I'm capping. It was a whole lot of fun, you know, because I'm living with my best friend from high school, and, you know, we're working girls, and then we would go out, we would go to the club sometimes, we go to the restaurants, and, you know, we were doing the big, you know, the roommate living in New York thing, the dream, the American dream, right? So we were living together, and, I would say in the beginning it was kind of seeming like we were getting closer, because once, like I said in my other videos, once you live with somebody, romantic, intimate relationship, any type of relationship, once you live with that person, you're going to see them from their most horrible moments to the best moments. You're going to see them the minute they're waking up. You're going to see them when they're right about to go to sleep. You're going to see them on the first date of period, the worst date of period. You're going to see it. You're going to see it. And I'm not even going to sit here and pretend like I'm the perfect roommate, because I'm not. But we saw each other's most intimate, bad, good days, and, you know, it was something that eventually we learned that we could not get past, or it didn't mesh. So there was a night, her sister was having a birthday party at a club, and me, Headache, from one of my other videos, a couple of my other videos, me, Headache, and Dum Dum's boyfriend. We're gonna call him Jimmy Neutron, because I think that was actually his nickname. He had a... Remember what Jimmy Neutron looks like? How his body, with his hair included, made up about a little bit more than his actual body. That's what Jimmy Neutron looked like. Big, he was short. This dude was weird. He was a weirdo. This was a weird ass nigga, okay? So the night of the party, I remember my outfit, and if I can, I'm gonna try to edit out Headache so y'all can just see me, because I was looking mad cute. I had on a white bodysuit, a pink skirt, and I had went into the club with some white heels, but they were stripping, and they saw that I had some little white chocolates in my purse, and they was like, oh, no, you can't put those on. I'm not a heel wearer. I'm definitely trying to get into that now as I'm older. Don't ask. It was from the Uber to the club. You know, you wear your heels, you show up, and you take a couple pictures, and you change, and you do some flots, and you turn up. But this kind of club was not trying to hear that. Which is funny, because I've been to this club before with flats, and, you know, whatever. I guess the outfit looked better with the heels. I get it. I mean, the chocolates were white, so... They just wasn't trying to hear it that night. That night, it was like bad bitches only, and I was like, okay, I understand. So what I did, I sat down the entire night. But Headache was there, and she sat with me. Like, you know, she would stand up and, you know, party next to me, and like I would be sitting down like this. Dum was with her sister, because it's her, you know, her event, whatever, with the family. And her boyfriend, I think he came lit, because he didn't come with us. He met us at the club. I think he was already drunk, because when I tell y'all, he was on 10 from the moment we got there. So he had seen us, he seen me sitting down, and was like, why are you sitting down? Get up. And I'm like, I can't, because I can't turn up in my heels, and the people are talking about that if I put my chocolates on, they're gonna kick me out. So this drunk ass man took his little dress shoes off and gave them to me, and was like, oh, I'm gonna turn the fuck up with my socks. So he took his little champagne flute and was doing a little bit of this into the crowd and disappeared. So I had his little dress shoes on, and I'm like, okay, maybe I could get with this. Maybe he's just weird to her. Why the song finished and he came back and was like, give me my shoes. Give me my shoes. I need my shoes. And I was like, they're his shoes. I'm not about to argue with you. So I gave the dummy back his fucking shoes. Weirdo. He was such a weirdo. The night progressed. This man kept, and you know, we're in the club, so what do you do at a club? You dance and you drink. So this drunk ass man kept on drinking, and they got into like some little mini argument in the club, and then it was time to go. So I ordered the Uber. I paid for it, of course. I ordered the Uber, and we outside waiting. Me and Headache went across the street to partake. And Dum Dum and her sister and her boyfriend was on the other side in front of the club talking and whatever. So, you know, me and Headache is over there smoking. And then all of a sudden, you hear Dum Dum's boyfriend. I should say his name. I was about to. I'm going to call him SpongeBob. No, did I give him a name already? I don't know. But now, from now on, his name is SpongeBob. And if you know him, you know why. So SpongeBob all of a sudden was like, "Yo, stupid bitch, you a little ass girl." He was older than her. He was like, maybe what, 20, maybe like 23, 24. "You stupid ass girl, you a little ass girl, you so stupid." And mind you, he's doing all of this, you know, because he's lit, because he's drunk, and Dum Dum is drunk. And guess what Dum Dum is doing? "What are you doing? What are you talking about? Oh, no." When I say you'd have thought her sister told her mama died, the way she was screaming and crying and whooping and hollering, that girl was hysterical. This is the background noise that you hear. I put her in the closet, but she escaped. I put her in there so I can record. But then she escaped, and now she's just adding her own little background noise, and it's annoying. It's so annoying because mommy's trying to work so I can provide you. I'm trying to be a mother and work, and you're not helping. So ignore the scampering, because it's this. Hysterical screaming and crying, and this man is rage personified. I don't know what, to this day I still don't know what they even started the argument. Probably nothing started it. He was just drunk. And she was, I think this was like her first real boyfriend, so she was like real into it, 100% or nothing. And he's just calling her all types of stupid, dumb bitches and little ass girl this and little ass girl that and all this other stuff. And me and Headache is across the street like, girl. So I went over there and I'm like, "Let's fucking go." So mind you, the Uber showed up. And so Headache is with the Uber. I'm trying to get Dum Dum, and SpongeBob is yelling at her, and I'm trying to drag this stupid girl across the street, like, "Let's go, let's go." She's like, "No, SpongeBob." And I'm like, oh my gosh. So we finally get her dumb ass in the car, and she's just as loud and unnecessary as she was screaming it outside the club. She was screaming in this man's Uber, in his ear, and he just on the damn highway across the bridge, and she ended up on the car floor and was screaming. It was a lot. It was really a lot. And again, like I said, we do not know why she was acting like this. Just know that her man was all yelling and screaming and turned up, and she was yelling and screaming and turned up. And why he came to the house that night, and like I said in my other videos about the man that got 2 kids on me, I never want to call another woman stupid, because we all been in some stupid situations. But why he came back? Why he came to the house and they was in all night long doing the dance, doing what they had to do all night long after he was in public embarrassing her? None of my business, not my man, not my situation. Anyway, as time kept progressing, honestly, our relationship just kept getting worse and worse. We were arguing more. We were not physically fighting, but we definitely were like at each other's throats type shit, and which is not good, especially because it's your best friend. Y'all shouldn't be acting like this. You shouldn't be acting like that towards each other, because, you know, it's your best friend, you know? We had 2 fights that stick out to me the most. One thing about me, I can get a job. I've had a lot of jobs over the years. Been fired from some, quit some, just straight up left, walked out of some, mid-shift, just, I'm done here. So while we were living together, I had lost one of my many jobs. And it's crazy that it happened mid-month. And then I ended up being late on rent that month, on the, you know, month coming up. Now, this thing about her is, she was one of the people who, she was a favor counter, but she was also a fuck-up counter. So if you made you made a small mistake, January 15th, 1987, 15,000 years ago, she's gonna remember it. And anytime you made another mistake, she's going to remind you of that mistake you made January 15th, 1987 at 3 o'clock in the morning. She's going to remind you. And I hate people like that. Like, why? And I don't do it to you. Why do you do it to me? This girl had made plenty of huge mistakes, life-altering mistakes, and did anybody sit there and throw it in her face all the time? No. But that girl, any mistake, anything you've ever done wrong, done bad, she is gonna remind you. And not on some accountability reminding, just randomly reminding you of all the shit that you... I told him. I was like, oh, you know, I got fired and my share of rent gonna be late. She offered to pay my half. 2 reasons why it was a hell no. She was a fuck-up counter, and I didn't want to hear about this later in the future. Second, she didn't even have all of it to even make up for my share. And she needed a phone. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get whatever little Reiki-dick job that I can so I can pay for my share of the rent. So, and you know, on the late fee or whatever, so that you don't have to spend your money on me. If you need a phone, just get you a phone. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about me. I'm good. I'm gonna figure something out. And I did like I always do. She, like, as you know, time kept going and days kept turning into night. The night kept turning into mornings. She wanted to be like an aspiring something. I don't know, and I don't care. But she was one of those people who, like, in a way I can understand your environment being a reason why you're not mentally where you need to be. But it's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. Like, if I'm living in a crazy, like fucking Harry Potter living under the stairs or whatever, I can understand his situation being like, oh, you know, I'm not in a good space physically, so mentally I'm not going to be in a good space. But he didn't let that stop him from creating 1,100 books and 15,000 movies. Did he? No. So don't put that on other people, and that's what Dum Dum did. In the beginning, you know, she couldn't flourish because she was in a negative living space with her family and whatever, and then had rented a shelter, and that wasn't any more positive, so she had moved into the apartment with me. Oh, you know, you make it hard. I can't do this and I can't do that. So it's just like, you know, and again, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm the perfect roommate because I wasn't. But don't sit here and blame me that you're not doing nothing in life and going nowhere in life because you're not talented. You got a bad personality and a nasty attitude. That's not the reason why you're not ahead in life. It's because of everybody else. It's because of me. No, bitch, it's because of you. It's because of you and your lacks and everything that's wrong with you. It's because of you. Okay? Don't put that on other people. That's lazy. That's a cop-out and it's cheap. And no. The fuck? Don't put that on me. That's on you, honey. So, you know, she became more and more just, you know, as our friendship kept on dwindling, she was just another person that lived in that apartment. Like, it really was there was no friendship there. And it was getting to the point of not being a friendship. And I was perfectly fine because I was just tired of being blamed for everything always being brought up in my face. And again, I'm not doing that to her, but she always felt super comfortable doing it to me. We stopped hanging out, stopped going out, and, like, you know, we were just living with a stranger. So, like I mentioned earlier, the 2 big fights. One of the biggest fights, well, it wasn't really a big fight, but it was more like a big talk. One of the defining moments at the end of our relationship. Randomly, I think I had heard her on the phone or something like that, but she was just mentioning the fact that she can't be friends with me anymore. And I took it at face value, and I was like, you know what? Looking at where we are, what we've gone through, our non-existent future, maybe it is time to be done. So I went to her room and, hey, you know, can we talk? She didn't answer, so I went on in there. No answer is an answer. So she was on her bed on her phone with her headphones on, and I'm like, oh, can I talk to you? Do you mind taking your headphones out? She didn't take her headphones out. She didn't even say anything. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna talk. I told her what was up, and I was like, listen, like, if you feel like you can't be friends with me anymore, I would never beg a bitch to stay. You know, we've been through a lot. We didn't grow up together because we was already like teen going into our 20s. But, you know, we did kind of have a little moment of our life where it was just me and you, and, you know, it clearly didn't mean anything. So I'm just like, look, like, if you feel like you can't do this no more, I'm not stopping you. Mind you, this whole time she had headphones on, but I knew she heard me because she did this. Mind you, she was on and didn't say anything the entire time. And I'm like, you know what? I know you hear me, so I'm just gonna keep on talking. I said what I had to say, and I dipped. So you know, after that, that was the clarification. That was the nail in the coffin. That was the, yeah, no, we're not friends no more. We're not doing this no more. And I was fine with it. Like, that's cool. So a couple weeks later, she knew that I was already going to be late from before when I had lost the job. And at this point, I had already had a job, caught up with my portion of the rent and all that stuff at this point. How much I had to pay back, which was already paid. She found out and caught herself trying to turn up on me. And it was just like, it was weird because it was in the past, it was done, it didn't affect us anymore. It was already paid, so what are you mad at? And I remember this day, I remember it so clearly. And Headache had lent me her laptop, so I'm on the laptop, you know, doing whatever I was, I don't remember. And then she came in, but she walked in, she was like, oh, I need to talk to you, you need to turn around. Not even on some, oh, can we talk? And then had you said that, I would have turned around naturally to see what the hell you want to talk about. But this bitch caught herself talking about, oh, you need to show some respect and turn around. I was like, I definitely looked at her, I went, whom are you talking to? So she went on and was like,
oh, you're mad irresponsible. Why you ain't tell me you owe so much money? Oh, you know, you was never good with money, and you always broke, and you never gonna go nowhere, and you mad whack and all this other stuff.
And I'm like, bitch, it was already paid. What are you even talking about right now? Like, why are you even in my face? How are you bitching about something that is already done? It's done. It's done, it's over with, it's paid. It's not affecting us, it was not affecting us, and why is this bitch mad? I feel like this time she actually wanted to fight because of how aggressive she was being, and I wasn't meeting her energy. I was just like, girl, like, I don't care about you no more. Like, you sweating me. Stop, chill out. After all of that back and forth and all of that blah 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 bonjin chondo, right? Just talking. I just was like, you know what? If you really feel that way, you could leave. You could just go. And I don't know if she really took me serious or not, but she, you know, stood there for a minute quiet, and she had went away, and that was it for the rest of the night. A couple days later, mind you, how the apartment was set up, the front door was right next to front door to the apartment and the front door to my living room. So I'm in my room, I'm on my phone chilling or whatever. I was probably smoking, you know, because that's what I do. I'm in my room chilling, and all of a sudden I hear the front door open and close. I hear a man's voice, and then I hear some rummaging about, and nobody, because even still at this point I had company, I'm still gonna let her know out of respect for another human. But did she do that? Why would she? Why would she? So I hear her and a dude talking. I didn't recognize the person's voice. And they went to the back, went to her room for a little bit, and I just hear like moving around, and I hear them talking or whatever, and then I hear the front door close. And I didn't hear nothing after that. And I stood in my room for like an hour just waiting to see if I hear anything, and I never heard nothing back after that. So I got up, I went to her room. Her room was trashed. All of her stuff was gone. And I'm like, bitch. So I called her, and I was like, what's going on? Did you move out? And she was like, yeah, I don't trust you. I was like, what? She was like, yeah, like, you know, I got my shit and I left because I don't trust you no more, and I don't F with you, and we're not doing this no more, and, you know, blah, 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 blah. Just keep talking shit. That's all she did, just talk shit. And I was like, you know what? Okay, whatever. So I hung up. And that was the last time I've seen this stupid girl. Last time we talked. And I say that because since then, and that was quite a few years ago. In those years between then and today, she's made numerous Instagrams trying to follow me, trying to reconnect, trying to talk and all this stuff. And I'm like, you're getting blocked on every single thing because I don't F with you. The way I feel is, yes, I told you could go, but you know, let me know in the comments, like, was it like, oh, all right, so I'm gonna go, bitch. But like, I don't know, I felt like low-key like she snuck me. Even though it was a you can leave type of situation and she left, like, bitch. It was a bad situation. So I feel like ripping the band-aid like that, ripping the band-aid off like that was probably the better way to go about it anyway. So I'm just like, you know what? I did feel some type of way because, again, we were friends for a very long time. I didn't think it was going to end like this. I thought it was just going to be some, you know, we fight and it'd be quiet. Honestly, I genuinely thought that we would be, you know, fighting and it'll be quiet around the house. And then we would eventually come together because it's happened before. And we didn't. It was a last straw type of thing. And for her and for me too, I guess I didn't 100% want it because, again, this was my best friend. So I'm talking shit, I'm feeling mad, I'm feeling all these types of ways, but, you know, she's my best friend. I don't really want her to leave. But I feel like certain things in life happen quickly like that because God knows that you're going to keep prolonging it. You're going to keep making excuses and, no, but, and, you know, keep trying to, you know, get that old thing back. And God is like, it's done. No. Straight up no. I was hurt a little bit because, you know, I didn't want her to leave. I did, but I didn't. If you can feel me. But yeah, it was a toxic situation overall. And I feel like had she stayed, we probably would have ended up physically fighting, which is probably what God wanted to avoid. Because I'm kidding. I'm not a fighter. I'd have called the cops. Or called somebody else. So that's the end of that story. You know, I just wanted to come on here with a quick little story time because, you know, I just love my story times and I know y'all love them. But yeah, so moral of the story is, I don't want to say don't live with friends, but I'll say this, be mature. Be mature and understand that living with someone is going to be the most vulnerable time because you can't fake with somebody you're living with, especially if you're close to the point where, like, y'all come in each other's rooms and spend time outside of the house together type of thing. You know, it's like you can't escape the vulnerability. And I feel like if being vulnerable with someone is not your thing, then maybe you should wait on living with people. And that vulnerability can look like anything. It can look like, you know, like I said, like the first day of your period, the worst day of your period. You know, the best day you had at work, you get fired, you come home and you just in shambles type of vulnerability. You know, anything that invokes like a strong emotion that this person may not have seen before or experienced in its entirety because now they live with you. That needs to be something that you think about because it can make or break your friendship, honestly. It can really make or break a relationship. And I do feel like if it's something that, you know, I feel like it's even with intimate relationships, there's things that y'all need to talk about. Y'all need to talk about things that y'all don't want to talk about so that you can become comfortable with the vulnerability that you will soon experience because you're living with the person. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. I'm corny as hell, y'all. If you didn't know, now you know. I'm a cornball. If you made it this far, I definitely appreciate you and I thank you. And again, I urge you to like, comment, subscribe because it's fun over here. Again, you know, make sure you follow me on my Instagram and my TikTok. I'll have the name right here. So, you know, just go ahead and follow me. And, you know, run them numbers up. Like, comment, subscribe, play, fast forward, repeat. Just keep it going because, you know, someone needs to hear my story and laugh and relate. Okay? Stay beautiful, stay blessed, and stay true to you because who gonna do you better than you? Exactly.